The Civil War means different things to the Ducks and the Beavers. Dana Altman's Oregon squad with a chance to notch their 20th win of the season, and a physical affair at Gill had plenty of drama as the Beavers fought for their postseason lives. In Tucson, the Bruins found themselves in a fog at McHale as Arizona sent UCLA to yet another defeat. In Pullman, the Dogs were looking for their third straight win in the Apple Cup Series, but the Cougs trying to send their seniors out in style. At Matthew Knight Arena, the Beavers were doing their best rendition of Fast, Hard Finish. OSU's lone senior turned the second half into her personal farewell party on Oregon's Senior Day. We're down to the final week of the regular season, and the madness has already started, and this edition of Inside the Pack starts right now.
Things up a bit more evenly. Nairn throws it down the court to Olu Ashalu, who's going to get a look at the buzzer. And he hit it! He hit it just before the buzzer.
Olu Ashalu and the Ducks go into Gill and get a big win, repaying the favor to the Beavers for January's loss at Matt Knight Arena. Hello and welcome to this final February edition of Inside the Pack. I am Tom Ward. He is Nick Krupke. And Nick, what a 337th Civil War. Oregon State and Oregon fought tooth and nail for this one. This one was nearly dead even, hence the 1 point difference on the scoreboard. It was 74-73. Field goals 27-26 in favor of Oregon. Turnovers 12-11 in favor of Oregon. Rebounds 36-34 in favor of OSU. And free throws, Oregon 12 for 18. The Beavers 13 for 18.
Yeah, it's one of those games you kind of need one of those extra sparks, and you got that from Garrett Sims saying, hey, the crowd booing him there after a little kind of mix up there in the first half certainly sparked him. He says thank you to Oregon State's fans. They look at the Ducks, kind of crept up on us a little bit here, but 20 wins now, that kind of magical plateau. Come back home where you got a chance to pick up 2 wins, make some hay in the conference tournament. Maybe you have a little bit more interest coming up in Selection Sunday in 2 weeks.
And first time since 02-03, I believe, they string together a 20-win season. Now on the other side, Craig Robinson clearly unhappy after this game, unhappy about the double technical that was called on Garrett Sim and Jared Cunningham, which he felt maybe Garrett Sim instigated it with the elbow. But I think there was a little bit of blame to go around both sides.
It's one of those things where, he doesn't want to blame the refs, but you lose a game like that, maybe a couple calls
like that. You lose it by 1.
And then you have to sit Jared. Jared's got his third foul at that point. He sits out the ref for the first half. Now the Beavers, you've lost 5 in a row, and it's just certainly been spiraling down this last month.
No question. It was a key moment in the game and a tough pill to swallow for the Beavers. But entering the 337th Civil War at 19-8, Oregon, both with their eyes on the big dance while admitting they still have plenty of work left to do. The Beavers just needed to get some of that positive mojo going again like early in the year. Part 2 of the yearly rivalry, this one at Gill Coliseum. And since beating the Ducks back at the end of January, the Beavers had lost 5 of 6, 4 in a row. Meanwhile, Oregon going for conference win number 11, and Gary Payton and Beaver fans hoping for an OSU victory. First half, Joe Burton just trying to get that entry pass, bats the ball up in the air and right into the bucket. Ducks still up 1, but you're thinking maybe it's the Beavers' night. Later, Ducks running, and it's Olu Ashalu laying out in front, make it 11-8 Oregon. Beavers answer, though, behind Angus Brandt. Nifty jump hook down low, ties the game, but then Garrett Sim begins to get it going. Sweet crossover, steps into the paint, and rolls this one home. Ducks back up by 2, and then Sim turns it over going hard against Ahmad Starks, doesn't agree with the call. So there's a timeout, and Sim is pleading his case. All of a sudden, he's surrounded by Beavers. Then as he's looking to get out of there after a couple of bumps, delivers a pork chop to Jared Cunningham right there. The refs take a look at it. Double technical, Sim and Cunningham. Jared had to sit the final 7:45 of the first with his third foul. Sim stayed in, though. He hits the 3 and then drives, misses, but Ashalu there for the redirect and the slam. Make it 25-23. Then just before the half, a la Duke in 92. Tyrone Nairn the heave to Ashalu, who buries the fadeaway at the horn. It's like Grant Hill to Christian Leitner. Ducks up 1 at the break. Second half, Angus Brandt from downtown. Oi! Back-to-back threes by the Aussie. That puts OSU up 46-42. And E.J. Singler has been a man on a mission as of late. A 7-0 personal run for him as he comes right back down and knocks down the triple. Sim was feeling it then. One of the better bombers in the conference. The corner 3 is good. Oregon back up 4 after the 8-0 run. Then DeVoe Joseph catches fire on the skip pass from Emery make it 66-56. 16 for DeVoe as he caught it up in the second half, and the Ducks had to hold OSU off down the stretch. Ahmad Starks hit the three, caps an 8-0 OSU run. Beavers within 3, and then Charlie Barton, Jared Cunningham slams it home, but the Ducks are still up 1, and that's the way the game ends. 74-73, making it back-to-back 20-win seasons for the first time since 02-03 for the Ducks. Just the 13th time in program history. Season high 25 for Sim in his final Civil War, and breaking the 1,000-point barrier in his career, joining Singler as the 32nd Duck to get into that club. Joseph and Ashley both with 16. Singler had 13.
You should also note Tony Woods 1 block, giving him now the single season record with 43. We've talked about it for a while now. Blair Rapson had 42 back in 85-86. Cunningham had 27 the first time, just 13 Sunday. Starks led him with 18, Brant 13. Those two were 7 of 10 from 3. The Beavers get Utah Thursday, while the Ducks had the big one with the Buffs. Oregon entered Sunday by connecting on an average about 7 threes per game, just behind Arizona for best in the league. Sunday, Ducks 7 of 20. They can win without the 3, but when those 3 guards can get it rolling from deep, you really have something there. The Ducks really do. Sims, Singler, and Joseph, 54 points to 3, combined 4. They all hit the 7 threes, helping offset the Beavers' 9 of 18 effort from downtown. Then you look at another just monster effort down low from Ashalou, coming off the bench. Give him that physical body they've been lacking the past couple of years. Olu goes 16 points, 8 boards in 26 minutes, and he hit the free throws down the stretch. Not like the Colorado game. Olu 6 of 10, including 3 of 4 in that final minutes there. So we look back at the game in Boulder where they probably could have won, should have won, maybe gone to overtime. Olu makes the free throws. Now you got those guys coming back into your building on Thursday, and Colorado feeling pretty good too.
Does set up a big showdown with the Buffs. Sim, want to get back to him for just a second, as Derek Anderson once was referenced by Richard Siegler in the football Civil War one year. Hey, he's an Oregon kid. He came up big in the Super Bowl of Oregon. And gratifying for Duck fans to look at Sim, because we remember freshman, sophomore, really had trouble knocking down a jumper.
He was, and he mentioned his parents both went to Oregon State, didn't get a sniff by Jay John, goes to Oregon after he had turned down going to Cal with the coaching change there too. So nice to see Garrett get a nice big game. Yeah,
well, lately we've been discussing the Beavers' lack of ball distribution during this show a few times now.
Yeah, Sunday a little bit better though. 15 assists to 26 makes on those baskets. But the question is maybe where was that bench? Craig challenges guys after the Cal loss last Saturday, getting more help off the bench. That didn't happen. Roberto Nelson led everybody off the pine, just 4 points, 1 of 9 shooting in 21 minutes. Last week we're sitting here wondering why maybe Roberto wasn't moved into the starting lineup after a couple of great first halves in the Bay Area. Burton had 5 boards, just 1 of 4. Joe had that phantom tip in, that's about all he gave. And on a night where the numbers were pretty even, we talked about that. Somebody maybe proving and providing a little spark off the bench could have made the difference, because now you're looking at them, a hurting unit. Lost 5 in a row. Of course, Utah could be the cure of what ails you. They were last time after that trip to the Rocky Mountain States. But for Oregon State, I think there's been some separation in the Pac-12, some better looking teams where you can kind of look at the conference overall and say much better than it was. Oregon State, though, not in that separation. They've certainly get the split to the other way now, having lost 5 in a row. Yeah, no question about it. And 10 points really in most games, maybe against Utah, it's going to get it done. But 10 points off your bench is not going to get it done. But with the win in Sunday's Civil War, the Ducks have posted a second straight 21 season, just the 3rd time in school history the men's program has been able to accomplish that feat. Still to come on ITP, it was an Oregon kid who came up big in the in-state rivalry with the Beavers, and he thanked the Beaver fans.
It was a must-win for us, and we really buckled down and made plays at the end. I want to thank them because they fueled me today, so thank you, Oregon State fans.
Plus, the Beaver women are on a push of their own to make some sort of postseason tournament. A big statement considering where they were less than 2 years ago. And as always, lots more Beavers, Ducks, and the rest of the Pac-12 online all the time at our website, InsideThePac.com. We'll be back. Two teams seemingly going in opposite directions met for the 88th time on Saturday with a 17-9 overall record. The Beaver women continue to build a possible postseason resume. Meanwhile, the Ducks are fading, struggling to stay above the 500 mark. OSU seeking a season sweep of Oregon. On senior day at Matthew Knight Arena, Amanda Johnson, Jasmine Holiday, and Nia Jackson playing their final home game in front of the home crowd at MKA. Good start for the Ducks, though. First half, Ariel Thomas On the kick out in the corner, buries the 3 ball. She had 13, make it 15-9 Ducks. Later in the first, Deanna Weaver knocks down the trifecta from the other side. That puts Oregon up 10. Ducks led by 7 at the break. We go to the second half. Oregon still seemingly in control. Amanda Johnson, the drive to the bucket, 13 and 10 for AJ. Ducks up 8 at 40-32. But then the Beavers took off behind their senior, Alicia Marchbanks. The driving layup cuts the Oregon lead to 2 at 40-38. And then off the bench, Thais Pinto comes in for some meaningful minutes. She contributed 7 points and 6 boards. The inside bucket puts OSU up 9. Meanwhile, Oregon just kept missing. 6 of 33 from the floor in the second half, 18%, 2 of 16 from beyond the arc in the second half. That's a 12.5% clip. Meanwhile, Marchbanks scored all of her 19 in the final 10 minutes of the game. She also went 13 of 15 from the free throw line as the Beavers spoil senior day for Oregon at Matt Knight. 68-53, the Beavs' first 3-game win streak in the rivalry since 1994. That's going back 18 years. First win in Eugene since sweeping the series in 09. Marchbanks led everyone with 19. Patricia Bright, 14. Alyssa Martin, 13.
Nia Jackson becomes the 24th Duck to score 1,000 career points. They now go to Boulder Thursday. The Beavers are in Salt Lake City. Oregon's 10-point advantage, its largest blown lead of the season.
During the second half, coach just told me to look for my shot a lot more or drive it, and that's what I just did. Just wanted to help my team out, and of course it's being my senior game, and we hadn't won 3 against the Ducks in a long time, and so to do that was just great.
This is a very resilient team that just continues to find a way to stay in games and give themselves a chance to win. And what I thought we did, as well as we have yet today, is close the game. I was really impressed with the way we broke their press late, knocking down free throws and then getting stops.
The Beavers outscored Oregon 46-24 while shooting 44% in the second half.
Very hard to maintain your ability to win the game when you shoot 18% in the second half and 12% from the three-point line.
And we were kind of on our heels, particularly on offense, and I think that really changed. They swallowed it up and got momentum from it.
The trip to the Mountain Schools followed by the Women's Pac-12 Tournament, which begins March 7th. With a second 20-win season under Dana Altman, Oregon is hoping for a strong finish to sneak into the big dance. The Civil War win for now, though, keeps those hopes alive for Oregon as it's down to the final 2 conference games prior to the Pac-12 Tournament.
This is probably the most fun I've had in a game in my career, and you know, it was a lot of fun. It was a team effort. Yeah, my last Civil War, this is a great way to go out, to come into Gill. Fun atmosphere today, and pull out a win. That was, you know, it was a must-win for us, and we really buckled down and made plays at the end. I want to thank them because they fueled me today, so thank you, Oregon State fans.
Yeah, I just thought he played really well and really hard, and you know, that was a big game for him. You know, he'd been struggling just a little bit here recently, and you know, getting a couple shots down early, I thought he really played big.
Well, he did, and heading into the Pac-12 tournament, it seems kind of wide open. Who you got?
Well, I think that at this point, Washington, pretty much they have to go to L.A. if they're going to win the conference, so they see somebody else. I think California, despite that loss in Boulder, I think they're pretty good still. You got the seniors there, of course, with Jorge and Camp. The freshman Kravish coming around. You got Crab and Cobbs, obviously. That guard play really nice. I think that they can certainly get it together, and Mike Montgomery, to me, is still the best coach in the conference. Yeah,
Cobb has been good. So has Alan Crabb. I actually like the Ducks for a lot of the reasons that we saw in the Civil War. You got Garrett Sim and E.J. Singler in the backcourt. That steady veteran leadership. Sim's a Singler. We always talk about, you know, the difference being seniors. But then inside, they have a great inside presence. Tony Woods can block some shots. And then Olu, we saw it in the Civil War. Olu Ashalu, Tony Woods down low. It seems like if anyone can stand up to Washington or Cal in a Pac-12 tournament on a neutral court in LA, it's got to be the Ducks.
Yeah, you know, when they got Olu, we expected for him to play like this, almost getting a double-double each time out, and certainly they're getting that. If he can continue that, I think big things for the Ducks to come in the next couple of weeks here.
With a win today, Oregon State could have picked up its 100th Civil War win in Corvallis, having won 184 games overall in the series with the Ducks. Still ahead, though. More from Corvallis as Craig Robinson went on the offensive after he felt the Beavers got the short end of the stick.
You guys know I never blame the refs for our game, but that was a poorly officiated game.
After watching Jared Cunningham get taken out of the 337th Civil War after picking up a technical foul in the first half, it was clear that OSU head coach Craig Robinson was not pleased with the call that gave Jared his third personal foul. For that matter, Craig wasn't happy with much the Zebras did on Sunday night.
You guys know I never blame the refs for our game, but that was a poorly officiated game. I mean, when is Jared Cunningham going to get treated like one of the best guys in the conference? I'm just waiting for that. So I'm probably getting myself in trouble here, but Jared does not get treated like one of the best players, and people are allowed to bait him constantly and to bump him constantly, and maybe I have to take it to the higher ups or something.
Craig, you might be getting yourself in trouble. Time for Court
Kings.
Might
be worth it. Court Kings, Court Queen. Alert, Alicia Marchbanks taking over that second half. 19 in the second. Final 10 minutes. The OSU senior, 13 of 15 for the free throw line.
My scholar goes to the guy who is most likely the conference freshman of the year, Tony Roten, with 21 points in Pullman, 9 of 12 from the charity stripe, a place the Cougs were just 6 of 20 in the second half.
Yeah, and last but not least here in Final Civil War. Thanks, Jay John, for not giving me a look when I was a kid coming in. Garrett Sims, season best 25 against the Beavers.
He certainly did play like he had a chip on his shoulder. This week, the Ducks and the Beavers take on the Mountain Schools. Final week of the regular season. We'll have it next week. Thanks for watching Inside the Pack. For Nick, I'm Tom. So long.